Good morning, student. This is our fourth part of the chapter photosynthesis, and in this part we will learn about the two important points. First one is the CAM cycle or CAM pathway, and second one is the C2 cycle, and last one is the significance or importance of the photosynthesis. Let us see one by one. First one is the CAM cycle. It is also known as the Crassulacean acid metabolic cycle. In short, it is known as the CAM cycle. Here, the certain plant, mostly succulent plant belonging to the different families like Crassulaceae, Cactaceae, Orchidaceae, Bromeliaceae, Liliaceae, Asclepiadaceae, Vitaceae, Euphorbiaceae, and Euphorbiaceae shows the diurnal pattern of the organic acid formation. That means they produces the acid formation in night condition, and all such plant they are called as the Crassulacean acid metabolic plant. Here in CAM plants the total content of organic acid is decreases during daytime, and pH of the cell sap is increases due to the accumulation of the organic acid, where as the during night time organic acid content is increases and pH is decreases. This is the vice versa up above. Here accompanying the changes in the leaf, increases of the storage of carbohydrate during the daytime, and there decreases during the night time. The diurnal pattern of organic acid content in CAM plant is associated with the diurnal stomatal opening and closing. That means in CAM plant the stomata are open during night time and close in the daytime. Generally in different plant or most of the plant, the stomata is open in the daytime and close in the night time. But here in CAM plant, stomata is open during night time and closed during daytime. Such stomatal behavior help in water conservation by the checking the rate of transpiration. Let us see here these CAM plants, they are mostly succulent plant or they are mostly xerophytic plant, and in such plant there is some mechanism is obtained there, and due to that mechanism the stomata are closed during the daytime, because actually they are present in the temperate region. There is the scarcity of water is there, and if there is stomata are open in daytime, then a lot of water is transpirate and that plant may be die. So such a mechanism are made in the CAM plants, that stomata are closed in the daytime and open in the night time. Let us see the CAM cycle, or it is also known as the CAM pathway. Here two structure is shown here. First one is the this part, that is the night time, okay, and this is daytime structure. Here stomata is open, actually this is closed here in book, but actually this is the open, and stomata is open, stomata is closed. In night time stomata is open, and in daytime stomata is closed. Okay, here in night time stomata is open, so carbon dioxide, okay, it is enter into the plant cell. Okay, this is the cytoplasm, this is the chloroplast, and this is the vacuole. Okay, and again this is the structure of the cell: vacuole, cytoplasm, and this is the chloroplast. Okay, let us see here in CAM or CAM cycle, that is the characterized by the two segment. Okay, these are the two segment. Metabolic possesses the separate by the time, and these two processes are nothing but the dark process and light process. This is at night, this is a dark process, and in day condition it is light process. This dark process is known as the acidification phase and light process is known as the deacidification phase. Okay, here in the acidification phase or dark process, let us see, during dark phase or dark night period, stomata of CAM plant remains open. Okay, and atmospheric carbon dioxide, it is enter inside the plant cell. This CO2 is used for the malic acid synthesis. Let us see here, malic acid is synthesis here in this process. And acidification phase comprises three subphases. Again, three phases are there. First one is the CO2 fixation. Second, regeneration of PEP here. Regeneration from starch, PEP is generated here. And third one is the storage of malic acid in vacuole. Okay, let us see one by one these three parts or three phases, in which first one is the CO2 fixation. Here in the cytoplasm, okay, this is the liquid. Cytoplasm is nothing but the in cell, the liquid is present, that is known as the cytoplasm. And in cytoplasm of the photosynthetic cell, PEP is accept the atmospheric CO2. In presence of enzyme PEP carboxylase. Okay, this PEP absorb or accept the CO2 in presence of enzyme PEP carboxylase, and this carboxylation of PEP lead into the production of oxaloacetic acid. Okay, this is OAA. Oxaloacetic acid is formed by PEP, CO2 and an enzyme. That enzyme is the PEP carboxylase. That is reduced, that oxaloacetic acid is reduced by the malate dehydrogenase enzyme. Okay, here oxaloacetic acid and enzyme. Which enzyme? Malate dehydrogenase enzyme. They are converted or reduced into the malic acid. That is also known as the malate or malic acid. Okay, within the chloroplast. This process, it is the process here, and now this malate is translocated to the cytoplasm. Okay, this is present into the cytoplasm. This is the first step. Second, regeneration of PEP. This PEP which is involved in fixation of CO2, how they are regenerated? Large amount of starch is present into the chloroplast. It is consumed for regeneration of the PEP. Okay, and here for construction of CO2 fixation, PEP is important factor, and in chloroplast starch or glucose is hydrolyzed into the glucose. First starch is converted into the glucose, and further that glucose which enter into the glycolytic pathway to regenerate the PEP. Okay, through glycolytic pathway from starch the PEP is generated here. Okay, the third stage is the storage of malic acid. Here the malate formed in the chloroplast is translocated to the cytoplasm and then to the storage region. That storage region is known as the vacuole. Let us see here, the malic acid is stored in the vacuole. If malate acid remain in the cytoplasm, at that time it is reduce the pH of the cytoplasm, hence it is immediately transported to the safe compartment, and that safe compartment is nothing but the vacuole. Okay, initially malate ions or malate acid accumulate in the vacuole, that is the passive, but later or again the concentration gradient, that is active transport. By the end of night period, vacuole get fully loaded by the malate or malic acid, and further it is utilized in the day process. Okay, let us see here, in during daytime that malic acid again converted into the malate and they are converted into the pyruvate again. Okay, this is the first stage, acidification phase or dark process. Second one is the deacidification phase, or it is known as the light process. Okay, light process are start from here when the plant is illuminated by the light during daytime. The malate is released. Okay, this malate is released into the cytoplasm, released passively to the cytoplasm, and in cytoplasm malate releases the two component or compound. First one is the CO2, second one is the pyruvate. Okay, CO2 which is evolved from the malate or separate from the malate ion or malate, that is enter into the Kelvin cycle. Okay, here it is seen that it enter into the Kelvin cycle, and further it is produces the oxygen as well as the carbohydrate. Further, the pyruvate, that pyruvate they are converted into the sugar, that is the triose sugar phosphate, and further the triose is converted into the starch again. In this way, this process is in the chloroplast. Okay, C3 cycle, and in this way this process is completed. Okay, and these are the acidification. Here deacidification means removal of the carbon dioxide from this. Okay, and from malate to the this CO2, and second one is the carbohydrate are produced here in the process of the light process. Okay, in this way this is about the CAM cycle. Further, next point is C2 cycle. It is also known as the photorespiration. Photon means the light, respiration, it is the respiration. Mostly respiration is undertaken in the mitochondria. Okay, but in mitochondria by the process of respiration O2 is accepted and CO2 is evolved. Okay, but here in the photorespiration, in presence of light, in plant cell the respiration can be undertaken. It is mostly useless process in the plant, but it occurs when more amount of CO2 is accumulated in the cytoplasm. At that time photorespiration is undertaken, but it is a useless process in the plant. In respiration, what is the difference between the photorespiration and respiration? Respiration takes place in day as well as night period, but photorespiration takes place only in the light period. In respiration, the energy is produced in the form of ATP, but in photorespiration that energy is utilized. Okay, that is the difference between the respiration and photorespiration. Let us see one by one. Krotko in 1963 introduced the term photorespiration to refer the release of CO2 in respiration in presence of light. Okay. Second, process is carried out only in presence of light. It has been reported only in the green cell, that means the plant, chloroplast. Temperature plays an important role, and that temperature is in between the 25 to 35 degrees centigrade. Normal respiration replaced by the photorespiration in green leaves and in algae also. In this way, this is the first diagram. It is also elaborated in this form. Let us see here. This is the photorespiration. Photorespiration occurred in three parts. First one is the chloroplast, second one is the peroxisome, third one is the mitochondria. Okay, these three parts of the cell. In these three parts, the photorespiration can be occurred. Let us see one by one. In the chloroplast, when CO2, okay, when CO2 concentration is dropped below the compensation point. That means what is mean by compensation point? That is below the 50 ppm. O2 compete here, more amount of O2 is involved here as compared to the CO2. We know that the CO2 is important for photosynthesis, but when CO2 level is decreases, due to that O2 is absorbed by the phosphoglycolate. Okay, here beside O2, CO2 is required here, but beside CO2, O2 is involved in the process of the photorespiration. Okay, and when O2 is enter here, that process is known as the respiration. Okay, so here O2 compete, this O2 is compete with the CO2 for active site of the Rubisco, RUBP. Okay, this is the Rubisco, active site of the Rubisco, and in these circumstances enzyme work as oxygenase enzyme instead of the carboxylase. Okay, if CO2 is there, then carboxylase enzyme is active, but here the O2 is there, so oxygenase enzyme act here, and the phosphoglycolate produce in this reaction. Phosphoglycolate is produced, okay, beside production of PGA. Okay, and further in this reaction undergoes the dephosphorylation to form the glycolate. Let us see here. Glycolate is present to form the glycolate in presence of enzyme phosphatase. Here phosphatase enzyme from phosphoglycolate, glycolate is produced and enzyme is utilized here. The phosphatase enzyme is utilized here, and phosphate is removed from the phosphoglycolate and glycolate is produced here. Okay, and this glycolate is now transported to the peroxisome. Okay, it is made in the cytoplasm and it is further transported to the peroxisome. Let us see here. Okay, further second is the in peroxisome glycolate. This glycolate oxidase rapidly oxidizes into the glycoxylate. Okay, with the formation of hydrogen peroxide. Let us see here. Glycolate plus oxygen, they form two products, glyoxylate and H2O2, that is known as the hydrogen peroxide. This hydrogen peroxide is the phytotoxic and decompose into the H2O. Further it is decomposed into the H2O and molecular oxygen. Okay, by the catalyze the reaction. Glycoxylate accept amino group. Okay, that amino group from the glutamate to form the glycine. Okay, glycine is the glycine and serine, both are the amino acid. They form the amino acid here. That glycine in presence of the enzyme transaminase enzyme. Glyoxylate produces the glycine with the help of transaminase enzyme. Further, that glycine is now transported to the mitochondria for the further chemical changes. Further, in mitochondria, two molecules of glycine react to produce the serine by release of the CO2 and NH3, that NH3. Okay, and this reaction is catalyzed by the serine hydromethyl transferase. Here serine hydromethyl transferase enzyme is utilized here to form the serine. Both glycine and serine, they are the amino acid here. In this way, this serine is further transported to the peroxisome. Again, that serine is converted into the glycerate. Okay, and that glycerate, again in that glycerate ATP energy is utilized here. One molecule of phosphate is combined with the glycerate and form the 3-PG compound. Okay, 3-PGA compound, and ATP is converted into the ADP. In this way, there is PGA again absorb the CO2 and they produces the RUBP compound. Okay, this is the Kelvin cycle. That means that PGA is enter into the Kelvin cycle, or this is the part of the Kelvin cycle, and they produces the carbohydrate and oxygen here. Okay, in this way this cycle is completed here in 3 parts. So this is known as the photorespiration, because besides CO2, O2 is utilized here, and let us see here CO2 is released here. Let us see here CO2 release, O2 accepted and CO2, and we know that the in respiration O2 is accepted and CO2 is released. So this is known as the photorespiration process. Okay, in this way, beside concluding this part, the last part is the significance of the photosynthesis. What is significance of the photosynthesis? There are the 6 to 7 significance or important are there. First one is the help in conversion of the energy. Photosynthesis, it is the largest biochemical process which provide energy in the form of food, okay, for all living organisms, directly or indirectly. It help in conversion of the solar energy into the organic matter. We know that, and that energy is utilized by each and every organism on the earth. Second one is the maintain atmospheric CO2 equilibrium. We know that plants are only organism that maintain the level of CO2. During photosynthesis, green plant consume the carbon dioxide which is present into the atmosphere in order to manufacture the carbohydrate. And on the other hand, plant, animal, bacteria, they release the CO2 into the atmosphere by the respiration. Therefore, it is the only process which can maintain the level of CO2 in the atmosphere. Third one is the maintain atmospheric O2 also. Okay, in photosynthesis, the CO2 is taken and O2 is evolved as a byproduct, and which is utilized by the living organism for respiration. Therefore, this process also maintain the O2 level. Fourth one is the protection of plant. Okay, since in photosynthesis light energy is for manufacture of the carbohydrate, it protect the plant from the heat damage, okay, or photo oxidation of other biomolecule also. So it protect the plant in this way. Fifth one is the production of the polysaccharides also. Here in photosynthesis simple sugar is produced, and further that simple sugar is utilized for making or production of the polysaccharides such as the starch, cellulose, hemicellulose and xylene also. Sixth one in the providing the carbon backbone. Photosynthetic product provide the carbon backbone for biosynthesis of varieties of kinds of primary as well as the secondary metabolites. Okay, and last one is the building blocks of the protein. As we know that in the process of photosynthesis, the amino acid are also produces which are the backbone of the protein. So this is the last point of the significance of the photosynthesis. I hope you are understand this topic. Thank you very much.